No one's dumb enough to go where we're going. That's kind of our specialty.
Yeah. That line really sets the tone, doesn't it?
It really does. It captures the spirit of what we're diving into today.
Which is that big boxing event, the recent one.
Exactly. High stakes. Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. headlining.
But also that undercard. Some real action there.
Definitely some fireworks. So our mission today, for you listening, is simple. Cut through the hype.
Right. Get to what really happened, the key moments, the turning points.
And we're doing this by looking straight at the source material, the highlights, the recaps.
Yeah, we've gone through the DAZN unboxing stuff on YouTube, their highlights, the full card recaps, really detailed.
Plus those redirect notices we saw, which, just confirms how big this event was, covered everywhere.
So think of this as your inside track, straight to the play-by-play, the analysis, all boiled down.
Okay, so let's jump in. The main event, naturally. Jake Paul.
Yep, 28 years old, making his cruiserweight debut, right? At 200 pounds.
After that whole Mike Tyson thing fell through. So what was the thinking? What was his strategy going in against Chavez Jr.?
Well, it's interesting. The commentary really picked up on this psychological angle. Paul seemed to want a tough fight.
He wanted to be tested.
Yeah.
Not just go for a quick knockout.
Exactly. Like he was trying to bait Chavez Jr., draw him into a real fight. But for a lot of it, Chavez Jr. just wasn't biting.
Right. It felt like Chavez Jr. was, waiting.
Yeah, waiting for that perfect shot.
Yeah, one big moment.
That's what everyone was saying. So hell-bent on landing the perfect shot rather than just landing a shot.
And that's a big deal in boxing, isn't it? That approach.
Oh, huge. It's insight into the fighter's mind, really. Because, consistent work, volume punching that often beats waiting for the home run.
So while Chavez Jr. was looking for that one opening,
Paul was just working. Landing punches, banking rounds, winning the fight while the other guy's still buying a lottery ticket, essentially.
and Paul was definitely active. What stood out to me was the body work.
Oh, yeah, the body shots. They highlighted that specifically.
That was a good body shot right up under the elbow. And they said his guard was so high.
That the body was going to be there for Paul all night long.
And you really saw that play out. It told a story.
It absolutely did. And Chavez Jr.'s footwork, or, well, the lack of it,
Became a real problem for him.
big time. Paul landed a clean right early on, and you could immediately see the marks starting to show.
Red markings now on the face of Chavez Jr. as he's getting beat up. That was pretty early.
Yeah, and by the fifth round, the scorecard told the story. 50-45.
5 rounds to none for Paul.
And they weren't even close rounds.
So dominant that even Chavez Sr., his dad,
Who'd famously said, "There's no way my son loses this fight."
he was watching his son just get picked apart. Losing right now comprehensively.
Brutal.
But the crowd,
Yeah,
you could feel them trying to get behind Junior.
right.
He had some moments.
He did. Flashes. A couple of decent spots in the fourth.
And later on, the crowd really got into it.
Yeah, they started to believe a bit. He landed a nice uppercut, then that left hook right hand combo.
The commentary called it the Mexican style the fans came to see.
Going out on your shield. Which, just means fighting with pure heart, courage, no matter what, leaving it all in the ring.
He even landed a big left right at the final bell. A last statement.
A defiant shot, yeah. But look, the judges, they saw it clearly.
10 rounds done, unanimous decision.
98-92, all for Jake Paul.
So Paul's plan, that calculated aggression, it worked. Secured the win. That's one side of boxing.
But definitely not the only side. That undercard, wow.
Okay, yeah, let's get into that.
Yeah.
Because it really showed the diversity of the sport, didn't it? Different styles, different kinds of drama.
Totally. It was a
Yeah.
clinic in variety. Kicked off with Kevin Farmer versus Floyd Schofield.
And the commentators called it early, could steal the show.
And man, did it deliver quickly.
So fast. Schofield catches Farmer, round 1,
Yeah.
right hand.
And the call was just, it's over again, it's over. That tells you everything.
Farmer was on shaky legs, done.
Just couldn't recover. Couple more punches, and that was it.
Knockout win for Schofield. And he picked up the WBA Continental Lightweight Championship.
Which is a big step. A key regional title. Puts him on the map for bigger things. World-level fights, potentially.
Definitely raises his profile. Quick and decisive.
Very impressive. Then we had Ias Griffin against Julian Rodriguez.
Griffin started like a house on fire, right?
Yeah.
Big right hand, buckled Rodriguez's legs early.
Yeah, looked like he might run away with it. But that just shows you how momentum can swing in boxing.
So fast. Because even though Griffin hurt him again later.
Rodriguez kept countering, landed 2 good left hooks. Seemed like every time Griffin tried something, Rodriguez had an answer.
And that finish, wow. The crowd went absolutely nuts for that one.
Dramatic last-round knockout for Rodriguez.
And he walks away with 2 belts, WBA Continental Americas and WBC USA welterweight champ.
Again, significant regional titles. Shows he's a real contender climbing up.
That wasn't just a win. That was pure will. Talk about resilience.
Incredible resilience, yeah. Hurt early, comes back for late KO. That's memorable stuff.
Absolutely. Okay, next up. Raul Curiel versus Victor Rodriguez.
Yeah, the battle of the undefeated welterweights.
And the punches in this one. They described them as crunching shots. You could almost feel them.
It got pretty rough, didn't it? Really visceral.
Yeah, Rodriguez was just absorbing punishment. Not fighting back, just eating them.
And then the ref had to step in.
Because down goes Rodriguez, his nose is broken. You could see it immediately.
Yeah, a broken nose. Even though he was covering up, maybe trying to survive.
The ref made the call. Tough one, but fighter safety first.
Definitely. So Curiel gets win number 16, keeps his undefeated record, 14th KO, still the NABF champ.
But even in defeat, the toughness Rodriguez showed.
Yeah.
Man, fighting through that.
Takes incredible mental strength. Just, wow.
Okay, finally, the co-main event. Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez versus Yunieski Gonzalez.
Right, for the WBA and WBO cruiserweight championship belts. World titles on the line.
And these two were trading some serious leather, especially later on. 7th round got busy.
A lot more activity, yeah. Ramirez started putting punches together.
Responding with multi-punch scoring, they said.
Yeah.
And his movement looked good towards the end.
Good movement in the last round. He definitely finished strong, found another gear.
And got the win. Unanimous decision.
Yeah.
Kept his world titles.
Yeah, retaining the WBA and WBO cruiserweight straps, that cements his place right at the top of the division.
It's fascinating, though, how different each fight felt. The quick KO, the strategic decisions, the comeback.
Exactly. Each one showed a different path, a different challenge inside that ring.
So let's kind of pull it all together. We dove deep into this fight night.
Yeah, from Paul's methodical bodywork and Chavez Jr. searching for that one shot.
To all the chaos and drama on the undercard, the KOs, the resilience.
But it really paints a picture of modern boxing, doesn't it? The different dynamics. Strategy, power, heart.
We saw fighters dealing with different things. Chavez Jr. and his footwork issues, trying to land perfection.
Or Rodriguez literally pushing through a broken nose. Incredible toughness.
Or fighters on shaky legs, dealing with fatigue. It's all part of it.
And it highlights how every single moment, every punch can change everything for a fighter. Even a loss can show you something important about their character.
So as you, listening, think back on this deep dive, consider that. How much do these moments, the KOs, the strategies, the injuries like a broken nose or being on shaky legs, how much do they really define a fighter's path?
Yeah, it's a good question because narratives change so fast in this sport. One punch can rewrite everything.
So what are the lasting lessons we can take away from a night like this, beyond just